this country in so many ways, and just what her passions were in terms of, politics and baseball, which is the national pastime.
This is a very sad story with very hopeful notes to it, and she reminds us of the vitality and cleverness and compassion, that even our youngest kids have, and that they find a way to express while they're playing baseball.
What's my only rule?
Respect.
Okay, a lot of respect, okay? So let's play baseball like I know you guys are capable of doing.
In the Canyon del Oro Little League, just northwest of Tucson, Arizona, this has long been known as Field 1. For 36 years, it has hosted the season's first practice. But this year, these young ball players know that someone is missing. Their teammate, 9-year-old Christina Taylor Green.
What's it like to come back out and play baseball?
It feels good, but without her, it's a little bit lonely. I think that it's just sad that she's not here anymore.
On this baseball diamond, Christina Taylor Green would challenge a coach to a foot race and win, and sing Beyonce songs in the field. Yet the life that would shine so brightly here began on the darkest day imaginable. For it was on the morning of September 11th, 2001, that John Green and his wife Roxanna welcomed their newborn daughter into a troubled world.
What a wonderful thing, a glimmer of hope, I guess is what you would say, on a terrible day.
Of course, I was really sad for the country and for everybody that lost their loved ones, but it's going to be one of the happiest days of my life.
Yet the sadness of that day would stand in stark contrast to Christina's optimism and energy. She was a born entertainer, especially on stage.
Oh, she was great. I mean, she always wanted to be, the star. And she blew the audience a kiss, I remember, at the end of one of her performances, and that wasn't part of it. And everyone's just like, but then everyone's like, that's great.
Here on the diamond, her father was one of her assistant coaches.
Do you think she picked up on the fact that it was a family thing?
I think she did. I saw that competitive glimmer that I remember having when I was young.
The family has a history of intensity.
Definitely. And she definitely got that gene.
Christina's father works as a national scout for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Her grandfather, Dallas Green, managed the 1980 Phillies to a World Series championship.
We all grew up in the game and being part of it, and it just kind of came natural to Christina to be part of that.
We had a little Fisher Price bat and ball, and she would just she was good. People would come over and just wow.
Like her older brother Dallas Jordan Green, Christina signed up for the Little League at age 7, even though most girls her age preferred softball.
She jumped right in. She didn't let the boys intimidate her or anything like that. Didn't let the boys on the other team intimidate her. She's, I'm a ball player. I'm not a girl ball player. I'm a ball player.
There was only one other girl on the team, Mae Sinclair. The two became fast friends.
She would catch balls and she would stand up to the boys, even if they say she's a girl, she's not allowed to play those stuff. She showed those boys how to play baseball. I thought she was going to get hurt by a ball, or I didn't know.
What happened instead? What did she show you she could do?
Play baseball like a boy.
She was tenacious, and she was going to work hard enough to be able to keep up with the boys. She was better than many boys.
In Christina's mind, an ambition formed to be the first woman in the major leagues.
I said, there aren't any right now, but that doesn't mean there can't be in the future. I said, and you're in a great place. If you want to be the first one, this is a good spot.
Christina also ran for third grade student council and won, with a platform inspired by the 2008 election.
She would make change you know, so from wherever she got that from. Change in Hope. My mom was really involved in fundraising and campaigning for President Obama. So Christina would go with her, and she really enjoyed it.
So you had no doubt that she wanted to go off and meet her congressman when the opportunity came.
Definitely.
On the morning of January 8th, Christina came here, driven by a neighbor, to this store in a Tucson mall, where Representative Gabrielle Giffords was holding a meet and greet.
She was wearing a pair of dark, skinny jeans and tennis shoes that have like some bling on them, sparkle. They're a real girly girl. I knew that, you know, she would want to be in the front.
A congresswoman in a supermarket parking lot meeting with her constituents when it suddenly became a scene of extraordinary chaos and carnage.
Eyewitnesses say Gifford was shot first in the head at point-blank range. They say the gunman fired 15 to 20 rounds in about 15 seconds.
The suspected gunman, just 22 years old, is in custody.
The political climate has recently become poisonous. Now it seems to be deadly.
I found out my wife called and said to meet at the hospital. She didn't know what had happened.
Christina's mother got to the ER first. She was taken to a private area.
The surgeon came in, and then he told me that they tried as best they could, and they just couldn't save her. And she passed away.
6 people are dead, among them a 9-year-old girl.
And I knew right away the 9-year-old was Christina. And we had a rough time then, and you just couldn't believe that it could happen to her.
Christina Taylor Green had died of a single bullet wound to the torso.
What in life prepares you for that moment?
Nothing. It was the worst day of my life. It was terrible.
That was the hardest moment of my life.
The following day, messages lined the fence outside Christina's school. Her friend May Sinclair put a baseball cap there.
Did you write anything on the hat?
I wrote, Christina, I will miss you. Because I would miss her a lot, and I still do miss her.
4 days after the shootings, at a special gathering in Tucson, televised live across the nation, the man who had once inspired Christina invoked her memory.
I want our democracy to be as good as Christina imagined it. I want America to be as good as she imagined it. All of us, we should do everything we can do to make sure this country lives up to our children's expectations.
You know, that's pretty powerful. If the President of the United States says that about your daughter, you know she's made an impact, not only in Tucson here, but all over the country.
How does that make you feel?
Well, very, very proud and very sad that she's not still here.
The following day, there was a viewing immediately prior to Christina's funeral service. May Sinclair and her father were in attendance.
An 8-year-old to go to the viewing. Mom and I kind of tossed it back and forth, and I wasn't sure of it. And she needed closure.
Was that hard for you? What was hard about it?
That I saw her laying there.
What was that like?
It was like, I don't know.
"1,800 mourners entered the church under a flag that had flown at the World Trade Center on 9/11. Her Little League teammates were all there to hear John Green eulogize his daughter.
I wanted them to be okay. I wanted them to be able to grieve a little bit and face their interactions with Christina. It was difficult, but I think it was important.
John got down on his knee and hugged every single one of those players. and was encouraging them to be strong. It was the most amazing display of strength I've ever seen.
Four weeks later, John Green was back at work, scouting prospects once more, filling the road home with thoughts of his daughter.
When I'm driving at night, that's when it's tough, to hit you that your little girl's not going to be there. Usually a song on the radio will trigger something too. If I want to think about her, kind of be with her a little bit, that's what I'll do. I'll put on her radio station and just listen.
Now it is April 1st, Little League opening day. This field where she so often played, now filled with the people she loved, gathered together to celebrate the joyful life of Christina Taylor Green, in whose honor her beloved Field 1 is being renamed.
Christina Taylor was born on 9/11. For a 9-year-old girl, she had an advanced idea about sense of community and caring for others. I think 9/11 had a bit to do with that. As America came together after 9/11, I could see how this community came together after the tragedy in Tucson. I'm going to finish with a little message to the kids here. You can do anything you want in this country. You can accomplish anything. And Christina would just say, follow your hopes and dreams. She would say to you guys, look what one person, one 9-year-old girl could do if she puts her mind to it. Thank you very much.
Then Christina's father, her mother, and her older brother make their way past the outfield fence, where forged from World Trade Center and Pentagon steel, atop stones from the crash site of 9/11 Flight 93, is the statue of an angel.
She would be looking down at us from heaven, and she's going to have that big smile on her face, and she wanted everybody to be happy.
Christina lived her life with a great sense of character and courage and loyalty. Those are 3 words that you can find on the inside cover of a Little League rule book. They're core principles we hope our kids learn. And she lived life with those principles.
I had a dream about her where she was out here and we were playing baseball.
What do you think that dream meant?
That Christina still remembers all of us, and she's up there now.
Still to come on the season premiere of E6.